All right, YouTube. So today's video, we're actually recording this on my iPhone in the studio. I just don't have time to set up the other stuff. I've moved some stuff around. Anyway, what's the video about? This video is about the brand new Sony RX1R Mark III. So this is the 2, but the 3 was announced yesterday. I did not make a video yesterday. I was kind of upset. Still kind of upset. But today I'm going to make the video. So here you go. Take it for what it is and watch it till the end if you're really seriously considering the Mark III over the 2. And or if you have a 2 and you're still just kind of just lost like I am on what the heck they just did. Watch this video to the end. A lot of things that Sony did that they literally effed it up. So one thing that they effed up, and I'm going to be very blunt in this video. So if you don't like it and you're a Sony fanboy, you can leave now. And if you really want to watch it to the end and you can stomach it, take it for what it is from someone that has owned this for many, many, many years, hang around. And I think it'll probably give you a lot of advice that's going to save you a lot of money in the long run. This particular camera, the Mark II, was legendary. It was a true legend. It still is a true legend, about to become a classic cult following of this camera. It was actually made for the Asian market. It was not made for the US market, okay? And it's not a bad thing. People over there have smaller hands. It's just a cultural thing. But we tend to love it because it's fantastic with street photography, landscapes, all kinds of different things it can do, because you can put a small pocket powerhouse in your pocket or your jacket pocket and walk around with it. It also has a leaf shutter in it. That was a very big thing back then, which means you could literally work with strobes on this, which is a flash, up to crazy speeds without going into high-speed sync and not having any issues. Incredible lenses, this, that. So the new one, what are you really getting? You get the same 10-year-old lens. This actually had the EVF that would pop up like that, and it actually had the Zeiss T-Star coating in it. The new one, you don't get that. You just get something that's fixed here. It's gone. That same level of thing. What you're seeing on the top here, this is an accessory that was available. It's $500 for this particular EVF. This takes this 0.7 EVF that's built into the camera, just like the new one. It has the same thing. Not the same EVF, but same magnification. And this one takes it to 1.09. It's larger than 100%. Incredible what it did back then. I assume you can use that on the MI interface, which is the new, not new. This had the MI interface back then, you know, multi interface back in the day, 10 years ago. So one thing that this can do that the new one cannot do anymore is you can do this with your screen, and you can do this. You can shoot looking up. You could do all of these things with this camera. New one, you shit out of luck. Fixed screen, touch screen, yeah, kind of a little fancier. So what? Can't do any of that. One thing Sony really effed up on, EVF. If you're gonna force me to look through an EVF, you just destroyed my experience by putting a really shitty EVF. The Leica Q3 actually has a $5.7 million EVF, and it does not cost that much more than the new R3. It actually has a 60 megapixel sensor, but it actually has a lens that actually has image stabilization. Sony, you had 10 freaking years. You could not work with Zeiss to put optical image stabilization here if you couldn't put IBIS in there. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's a A7CR mashed into this. Maybe. Actually, the A7CR is a better camera at this point than the new piece of junk they just made, trying to jam it in here. You got a 61 megapixel sensor on the A7CR with IBIS on there. With IBIS. This doesn't have any of that, the new one. And it's only $3,000, $2,000 cheaper. You could get that, and you can put the Zeiss Batis lens on there, which is the 40mm Batis, and it'll blow the living daylights out of this combination. It would. You could do that and be at $4,000. But this, mated with this 42 megapixel sensor that we had before, was true magic. I don't know what the hell Sony's thinking, but now they're playing in Leica territory. So let's just start comparing it to the Leica level. Is it going to have a Leica type of following? No, it will not. I guarantee you it will not. 10 years from now, that Leica Q3 will be worth 10 times more than this camera any given day. It is what it is. What Sony should have done is left this camera alone, the Mark II, and literally let it go to its grave as a true legendary piece of not just tech. This is not perfect tech in here, but it was incredible. It could still do face tracking. It could even, find eyeballs back then. It had everything in there. What did they go for? Oh, I got the new AI chip with the fastest autofocus. Who gives a shit? When I'm shooting street photography, do I need the fastest autofocus? No. Do I need bird detection? No. Not with a 35mm fixed lens. Oh, but you can actually move it to 70 millimeter and go to 15 megapixels and shoot this and that. Come on, guys. Who the hell are you bullshitting? That's not who this camera is made for. And then what they do? They put a bigger battery. Okay, very nice. Thank you. But what battery did you really put? You had 10 years. You didn't develop anything new. No new battery. You picked up the NPF, 50, whatever that W battery, whatever that is. That's the battery you put in there, which was on the original A7, A7 II, A7R II, I think. Had it too. That's why you made the new Z batteries, because those batteries just weren't good. But so you put a shitty battery back into this camera, which is $5,000. You mean to tell me you couldn't work with Panasonic, Sanyo, all these companies to make you a brand new battery for this $5,000 camera that you're actually building 10 years later? You had 10 years to do this. This is a clear indication that the new camera, the Mark III, is definitely not made by the Cybershot division. This was made by the Cybershot division. It was purely made for being very small, highest image quality, and the most function efficient machine on the planet. And they did a hell of a job with it, and they did it. And what they've done with the new one, I don't even know what the hell they did. If you want to go spend $5,100 and buy that and not buy like a Leica Q, it's your money, man. I wouldn't do it. You're paying the price of a Mercedes-Benz and getting a Toyota Camry. Yeah, if it was $3,500, fine, no problem. It's worth it. $5,000, no way. Buy what they did. It ain't that much better than this. We already know that this 42 megapixel sensor is one of the best sensors Sony has ever made, ever. And they didn't even change the lens. So I got a 61 megapixel camera with no IBIS, no stabilization. What does that mean? So I'm gonna have a small camera with a big ass tripod like this here, carrying around to stabilize it. Form over function. What did they do? They destroyed form, they destroyed function, and they went after technology. That's a clear indication Sony is truly only an electronics company, and they don't give a shit for these photographers that truly spend tens of thousands of dollars. They're listening to the wrong people. There's a reason why I no longer have Sony Pro support, and I will not spend any more money on Sony stuff. I'll buy all the Zeiss lenses they made for the Sony system, but you ain't getting my money. I'm sorry, man. You just gonna F this up. Really effed it up. It's very disappointing. And Sony, if you're watching, don't even send me one. I don't really give a shit. I don't want to review it. I don't care. I don't care if I ever get onto your good list. I don't care. But you need to be told what the hell you're doing, and you really don't know what you're doing here. And it really upsets me because You didn't listen to the actual people that shoot these things to know what can you really improve. Oh, I want a longer battery and this and that and then. Oh, who cares? I can carry 6 of these little batteries, no problem. Even if they would have kept the sensor the same and put in the new tech, even without the new battery, people would have paid $3,500 happily just to have a new model rather than what they've done here. They destroyed it with the screen gone. Shitty EVF built in now. Right? Over here, at least I can hide it. On the new one, you can't even hide it. It's there, like the whole time. And as a result of that, you no longer have a screen that is really usable for being able to do waist level shooting or whatever it is that you want to do, or you want to shoot up here, whatever. You lost all that functionality. And now you're paying $2,000 more for that camera. It's a missed opportunity. Really sad. But anyway, here it is. And this is the uncut version of it. So hope you like it. Like, subscribe, be nice to each other. Go out there, create your magic. I will keep this. And if you have a Mark II that you're looking to dump dirt cheap and you really want to get the new one, message me. I'll be happy to work something out and actually pick up another one from you. Because I know from another 5 to 10 years from now, this camera is going to be worth a lot of money because everyone's going to want to be able to get their hands on it. Definitely not the new one. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.